There are three foods sitting in your supermarket right now, probably cheaper than whatever supplements you're currently taking. And the research on what they do to your body after 40 is honestly so impressive that when I first read the studies, I actually said out loud, why does nobody talk about this? Because if you are over 40 and you are not eating these three foods regularly, you are leaving serious health gains on the table. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to want to go straight to the supermarket. I guarantee it. Quick note before we dive in. I'm not a doctor. Nothing here is medical advice. Always check with your healthcare provider for anything specific to you. Okay? Let's go! Your brain is changing. Neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to form new connections and adapt, naturally decreases after 40. Memory, processing speed, and cognitive flexibility all require active support that they didn't need when you were younger. Your cardiovascular system needs more attention. After 40, arterial stiffness increases, blood pressure tends to rise, and cardiovascular risk accelerates, especially without intervention. Now here's the beautiful thing about the three foods we're covering today. Each one of them directly addresses multiple items on that list simultaneously. Not one issue, multiple, at the same time. From a single food you can buy at any supermarket for a few dollars. That's why they matter specifically after 40. And that's why I am genuinely excited about this one. Superfood number 1. And honestly, if I could only pick one food to add to your diet after 40, it might be this one. Blueberries. I know, you've heard it before, but stay with me because I don't think you know the full picture of what these tiny purple powerhouses are actually doing in your body, especially after 40. Blueberries are one of the highest antioxidant foods on the planet. Specifically, they are loaded with compounds called anthocyanins, the pigments that give them their deep blue-purple color. And anthocyanins are arguably the most powerful anti-inflammatory compounds found in any commonly available food. Let's start with your brain, because this is where blueberries genuinely surprised me. A landmark study from the University of Cincinnati found that adults over 40 who consume blueberries daily for 12 weeks showed measurable improvements in memory, cognitive function, and processing speed compared to a control group. Not subtle improvements, measurable, significant, in 12 weeks. How? Anthocyanins cross what's called the blood-brain barrier, the protective membrane around your brain, and directly reduce neuroinflammation. They also increase blood flow to the brain and promote the growth of new neural connections. After 40, when your brain is naturally losing some of its plasticity, blueberries are literally helping it grow new pathways. That is remarkable for something you can buy for $3 at any supermarket. But it doesn't stop at the brain. Blueberries are one of the most studied foods for cardiovascular health. Research shows regular blueberry consumption reduces arterial stiffness, one of the primary drivers of high blood pressure after 40. A study published in the Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics found that just 1 cup of blueberries per day reduced systolic blood pressure by an average of 7 points in adults with elevated blood pressure. 7 points from blueberries. They also improve insulin sensitivity, directly addressing that blood sugar problem we talked about in the sugar video. They reduce LDL cholesterol oxidation, the specific process that makes cholesterol dangerous to your arteries. And they are powerfully anti-inflammatory throughout your entire body. Joint pain after 40? Blueberries. Brain fog? Blueberries. Blood pressure creeping up? Blueberries. Energy crashes? Blueberries. 1 cup per day. Fresh or frozen? Frozen actually retains the anthocyanins beautifully and is significantly cheaper. On your oatmeal, in a smoothie, just eaten straight from the bowl like I do approximately every single morning. 1 cup, every day, starting this week. Superfood number 2. And this one addresses what is possibly the single most widespread nutritional deficiency in the over 40 population. Fatty fish. Salmon, sardines, mackerel, herring. And before you say you don't like fish, stay with me because the research on what you're missing without this is genuinely alarming. Fatty fish is the richest dietary source of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA, and after 40, omega-3 deficiency is absolutely epidemic. Studies suggest that up to 70% of adults over 40 have insufficient omega-3 levels. 70%. Why does that matter so much after 40 specifically? Your brain is approximately 60% fat, And the most abundant structural fat in your brain, the fat that literally makes up the membrane of every single brain cell, is DHA, an omega-3 fatty acid. After 40, as your brain naturally loses volume and density, adequate DHA is essential for maintaining the structural integrity of your brain cells and their ability to communicate with each other. Without sufficient omega-3, your brain cell membranes become rigid and less functional. Neural communication slows. Cognitive decline accelerates. A comprehensive review published in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry found that adults over 40 with higher omega-3 levels had significantly larger brain volume, better memory performance, and slower cognitive aging than those with lower levels. But the omega-3 story doesn't stop at your brain. EPA, the other key omega-3 in fatty fish, is one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory compounds known to science. It directly suppresses the inflammatory pathways that drive joint pain, cardiovascular disease, and metabolic dysfunction after 40. For your heart, omega-3s reduce triglycerides, lower blood pressure, reduce arterial inflammation, and decrease the risk of arrhythmia. The American Heart Association specifically recommends fatty fish twice weekly for cardiovascular health, and the research behind that recommendation is overwhelming. For your joints, omega-3s are so effective at reducing joint inflammation that multiple studies have shown they reduce the need for anti-inflammatory medication in people with joint pain. From fish, not pharmaceuticals, fish. For your mood and mental health, EPA specifically has been shown in clinical trials to be as effective as antidepressant medication for mild to moderate depression. The gut-brain connection we'll cover in a future video plays into this too, but omega-3s are foundational. 2 servings per week of fatty fish. Salmon is the most palatable for most people. Wild caught if you can afford it. Farmed is still genuinely beneficial. Sardines are actually the most nutrient-dense option and incredibly cheap. If you can get past the idea of them, they are extraordinary value nutritionally. Not a fish person at all? A high-quality omega-3 supplement, fish oil or algae-based for plant eaters, is a reasonable alternative. But food first whenever possible. Always food first. 2 servings a week. Your brain, heart, joints, and mood are all asking for it. Superfood number 3, and this one has had a complicated reputation that it absolutely does not deserve. Avocado. For years, people avoided avocado because fat. It's high in fat, therefore it must be bad. We now know that was spectacularly wrong, and after 40, avocado's fat content is actually one of the primary reasons it belongs on this list. Avocado is one of the richest sources of monounsaturated fat, specifically oleic acid, the same heart-healthy fat found in olive oil that has driven decades of research into the Mediterranean diet's extraordinary health outcomes. After 40, when cardiovascular risk is accelerating, oleic acid does several remarkable things simultaneously. It reduces LDL cholesterol while raising HDL cholesterol, the good kind. It reduces arterial inflammation. It improves the flexibility of blood vessel walls, and it supports the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K from everything else you eat alongside it. That last point is worth pausing on. Adding avocado to a salad increases your absorption of the fat-soluble nutrients from the other vegetables by up to 400%. 400%! The avocado doesn't just bring its own nutrients, it amplifies the nutrients from everything else on your plate. But the avocado story after 40 goes well beyond healthy fats. Avocados are one of the richest sources of potassium of any food, containing more potassium per gram than bananas. And after 40, potassium is critically important for blood pressure regulation. Most adults over 40 are chronically low in potassium, and low potassium is directly linked to elevated blood pressure, muscle cramps, fatigue, and poor sleep quality. One avocado contains about 975 milligrams of potassium. The recommended daily intake is 3,500 milligrams. Half an avocado per day makes a meaningful contribution to hitting that target. Avocados are also extraordinarily rich in folate, essential for brain health and cellular repair. Magnesium, which we will cover in a dedicated video soon, because after 40 it is absolutely critical. Vitamin K, essential for bone density, which becomes increasingly important after 40, especially for women. And fiber, around 10 grams per avocado, which directly feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut. And here's something most people don't know about avocado. A study published in the journal Nutrients found that daily avocado consumption for 12 weeks measurably improved cognitive function in healthy adults over 40, specifically improving working memory and problem-solving ability. Researchers attributed this primarily to the combination of lutein, an antioxidant found in avocado, and the healthy fats improving blood flow to the prefrontal cortex. Your brain literally works better when you eat avocado regularly after 40. The research says so. Half an avocado per day, on toast, in a salad, as guacamole, straight with a spoon and a little salt like an absolute nutritional savage. However you enjoy it, just get it in. Here's where it gets really interesting. These three foods don't just work individually, they work synergistically. Together, they address virtually every major health challenge of the over 40 body simultaneously. Three foods, covering almost every base, available at any supermarket, affordable, delicious, and backed by an overwhelming body of peer-reviewed research. This is not fad nutrition. This is not supplement marketing. This is just real food doing what real food does, supporting a body that is working incredibly hard every single day after 40. Okay, I know what you're thinking. This sounds great, but how do I actually fit all three into my week without turning mealtimes into a science project? Here's the simplest possible approach. Breakfast. Half a cup of blueberries, fresh or frozen, on your oatmeal, yogurt, or just straight from the bowl. Done. 90 seconds, zero effort. Lunch twice a week. Half an avocado with whatever you're already eating, on the side of a salad, mashed on toast, sliced next to your eggs. It goes with almost everything and takes zero preparation. Dinner twice a week. A palm-sized portion of salmon, mackerel, or sardines. Baked, grilled, pan-fried, 15 minutes maximum. Pair it with vegetables and you have one of the most nutritionally complete meals possible for a body over 40. That's it. No meal prep, no complicated recipes, no expensive health food store required. Just three simple additions to what you're probably already eating. Here's where we land. After 40, your body is dealing with inflammation, oxidative stress, changing brain chemistry, and increasing cardiovascular demands, all simultaneously. And while there is no single magic solution to any of that, these three foods come about as close as anything in the natural world to addressing all of it at once. Blueberries for your brain, your blood pressure, and your inflammation. Fatty fish for your brain, your heart, your joints, and your mood. Avocado for your heart, your brain, your blood pressure, and everything it amplifies around it. 1 cup of blueberries, 2 servings of fatty fish per week, half an avocado per day. That's your homework. Not complicated, not expensive, just real food doing remarkable things for a body over 40 that genuinely deserves it. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these three you already eat regularly and which one you're going to add this week. I genuinely want to know. And while you're there, what health topic do you want Nate to cover next? Something that's been affecting you after 40, something your doctor never had time to explain. Drop it below. Enough interest and it goes straight on the list. Your channel, your topics. And one quick favor before I go. If I earned a thumbs up today, go ahead and hit it. It genuinely helps more people find this channel, and that means more people over 40 finally getting the answers they've been looking for, which is literally the whole point of being here. I'm Nate. This is Geek Your Health. Stay curious. Eat your blueberries, and I'll see you in the next one.